Hello everybody, this is your old friend RJ City, and today I will be unboxing Desert Storm trading cards. I have no idea why I had these. I was not a military buff. I do not really know anyone in the military that would have given them to me. I don't know also why they exist. First of all, I guess this is the main question, why they exist. Maybe there's a huge military trading card contingency thing that I'm unaware of, and it probably is. I don't know why there would be, but nevertheless, there is. And I have no idea how they got to me. I never visited a military base or anything of that nature. Why they are in my hands, I found them. I found a big binder of cards, just cards of like random stuff. So this is not really an unboxing. They've already been unboxed, so fucking whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. I have these, and I have zero context, and I have zero... I just remember seeing, like, oh, cool, they're camouflage. And I'm so removed from the military. The camouflage doesn't even dawn on me as, like, a military thing. I'm just like, oh, that's nice. Nevertheless, let us learn. Let us become buffs on Desert Storm by taking a peek at these. First one, preparing to jump. There's this guy. There's the Desert Storm logo. I didn't even know there was a logo. And here's a guy preparing to jump at night, I guess. Paratrooper. With advanced technology and highly trained pilots and paratroopers, the task of dropping troops into Desert Storm positions via chutes. Ooh, there's a cool name for parachute. Instead of parachute, they just wrote apostrophe chutes. Is a more precise function than ever before possible. Here, a paratrooper gets ready to jump. Odd spacing on the back there. They could have done a better job with maybe a different font size or whatever. It's good to know, and of course the same camo around the side. Well, I guess you would look for that camo then if you're familiar with. They seem to be written. Are they written for children or just people who want a rudimentary understanding of? And this is the logo of the 75th Infantry. I like 73. The 73rd Infantry is pretty cool to me. The 75th, there's a logo, and it's a sun and a star and a lightning bolt. And the motto is, of their own accord. And is it their meaning you? They're using the plural you chord? Or my own. Shouldn't it say, of our own accord? Might make more sense. I'd perhaps send them a message or something. And on the back is a puzzle card. Maybe it's going to be a plane or something. Not quite sure. Have to collect them all. Patriot Control Center. Looks like an old-timey radio now. You know, looks like one of those old giant computers. The Patriot missile launchers, Jesus, carry 4 guided missiles that intercept missiles, a missile to intercept a missile, and aircrafts at high and low altitudes within a range exceeding 50 miles. The most important component is the radar system, which performs all target acquisition, surveillance, pursuit, and guidance functions. See card 77 for more on the radar tracking system. This is only card 66, so I have a lot more collecting to go. You see their logo at the bottom. There is a plane and a guy running on a tank, and it says Coalition for Peace. There you go. Down there. Can you... It's too blurry, but nevertheless, here we are. There's the control center, though. The Patriot Control Center. Oh, look. Hey, hello. Canadian Air Force CF18. I know a Canadian when I see one. Very proud of you and the work you guys are doing. The old CF18. The Royal Canadian Air Force CF18, part of Canada's contribution to Operation Desert Storm. These CF18 Hornets are single-seat carrier-based fighters. The CF18s have the ability... They have the capability to be armed with a variety of munitions, including air-to-air missiles and air-to-ground missiles. Well, I assume, I guess it's just where you point it. The Hornets feature guns mounted in the nose of the plane. The armament is 18,000 pounds. The max speed is Mach 1.8. Isn't it weird that they started naming razors after this? Like, it's not... Razors have nothing to do with... Razors, the shaving should be a very slow process. Their range is 460 miles. The contractor is McDonnell Douglas, which sounds like a fucking Canadian contractor name if I ever heard one. Here you go, gentlemen. F117A Stealth. Shh, you know these are stealthy because they're pointy and weird. And you're like, what's the purpose of that? And it's like, oh, it's to sneak around. And you're like, okay, yeah, that's why it looks so weird. It's like a hummingbird or something. What an odd... I would never think. I mean, you know, people are very creative. I would never think a plane could be shaped like that. F117A Stealth Fighter Bomber. The Stealth Fighter Bomber may be the ultimate high-tech airborne weapon in Operation Desert Storm. It is unique among modern aircraft. The exterior is composed entirely of flat surfaces, except for all the points. These facets scatter all signals from probing hostile radars, because they see something more bulbous the radar picks up. But radars are not good with flat surfaces. The folding removable wings permit transport aboard other aircraft. The armament, laser-guided bombs and missiles, maximum speed, approximately 690 miles per hour. Range, approximately 900 miles. The contractor is Lockheed Aeronautical Systems. We all remember that from when we were kids. We used to say, when we were playing contractor, I would always say, oh, I'm Lockheed. Desert Storm number 21, card number 21. There's the Stealth. You see, you can't even see it. The M2 Bradley tank. Oh, look at this thing. This is, tanks, I only think of one kind of tank. You forget there's probably hundreds of different kinds of tanks. This one looks more like a van. It's a little more blocky. The M2 Bradley fighting vehicle. The role of the M2 Bradley is to provide the infantry with a way to carry troops while allowing a quick exit for combat outside the vehicle. It is capable of traveling 41 miles per hour and weighs 50,000 pounds, which is really, really a ridiculous weight there. And then they just come out, and I guess you can't stand up or anything. It must be incredibly uncomfortable to drive in. Ready for takeoff. This one's just zooming, and they're so loud. You always hear them on TV, and it like blows the speaker of the TV. Imagine hearing one in person. You'd go deef. Ready for takeoff. Superb organization and disciplined personnel contributed greatly to the Armed Forces' early establishment of air superiority in Operation Desert Storm. Here, an aircraft prepares for takeoff on a mission. Armament, there's a M61 gun. We're all familiar with that. Tip-mounted sidewinders, maximum speed is 1,190 miles per hour. Range is 461 miles. Contractor, McDonnell Aircraft. I didn't know that. Very interesting. They're going to zoom. They go right off the thing there. That's always fun to watch. And here are the A10s in formation. Look at that. They're all... That whole thing. A10 Thunderbolt, now known as the Warthog, underwent a rebranding. The A10 is the most feared tank destroyer in the American aircraft arsenal. This single-seat, close-support plane can carry a large number of conventional warheads. It is equipped with a 30 millimeter, I guess, 7-barrel Avenger cannon. I mean, that just call it an Avenger cannon now just sounds ridiculous. You know, nobody would take it seriously. Like, the movie? And they're like, no, we named it before the movie. Avenger cannon built into the nose, and although bombs figure highly in its arsenal, it is also equipped with guided missiles and napalm. Jesus. Armament, Avenger cannon, and 16,000 pounds of bombs or missiles. Maximum speed, 449 miles per hour. Range, 620 miles. Contractor, General Electric. So next time you look at your fridge, or your washing machine, or your, that's pretty much the things that they do. Think of these. And finally, we come to the coup de grace, the Dick de grace. A young Dick Cheney. I believe he was 17 here. And he's looking good, looking sharp. Secretary of Defense Dick Cheney, Richard, brackets, Dick B. Cheney, is the Secretary of Defense, a cabinet position appointed by the President. Cheney is in charge of all facets of the armed forces and strategic defense, including budget allocation. They have like a little petty cash box when it's people's birthdays, and making decisions as to which weapons to produce. Prior to his cabinet appointment, Dick Cheney was a congressman from Lincoln, Nebraska for 10 years. And then all of a sudden after that, he was no longer from Lincoln, Nebraska. He's like, I want to change my hometown. This is weird. He's the number 3 card. She got all these exciting, boom, things, heavy, heavy. They don't have his weight or his speed. You wonder, really, what Mach this guy would go. Well, that was the Desert Storm cart, and I'm sure you learned some things that you didn't know before. I did, and I can't wait to drop them into everyday conversation.